The angel of the Lord is Satan. Wow. Welcome back to PTE Godcast, where we push the envelope. Big G's, not the little ones, here to feed the little ones.
Genesis.
We got another one, y'all, and we are going to jump right into it. I hope everybody is edified. This is biblically shocking, and just sit back and get all the information before you make a judgment. Hear the whole matter. So in the book of Numbers, chapter 22, we all know the story. Balak going to war with the Israelites, king of Moab. Balaam, the soothsayer, known for his blessings and curses. The king of Balak wants him to assist in the battle and to curse the Israelites. So the Most High tells Balaam, no, we're not doing that. He's trying to go anyway. So what happens is, in verse 21, it says, and Balaam rose up in the morning and saddled his donkey and went with the princes of Moab, right? In verse 22, here's the key point. And God's anger was kindled because he went. So the Most High was mad. And the angel of the Lord stood in the way for an adversary against him. Now he was riding on his donkey, and his two servants were with him. And when the donkey saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, his sword drawn in his hand, the donkey turned out of the way and was trying to get ghost. But Balaam started beating the donkey because the donkey could see the angel. The donkey could see the angel, but Balaam could not. So where in this pericope, where in this context, does the Bible call the angel of the Lord Satan? If you look in the Hebrew of Numbers 22 and 22, you will see this word adversary being Satan.
Strong's H 7854, Satan, Satan.
Satan or Shaitan. That is the word for Satan. Now, let's unpack this for those of you who are like, oh my God, I didn't know that the angel of the Lord was Satan. Not so fast. Let's deal with syntax and grammatics here. So we're going to the etymology or the definition, the lexicology of the word. And it's Strong's H 7854. And it does mean Satan. But what does Satan mean? Adversary. Satan means adversary. So what we have here is this word that is not a personal name. I want you guys to understand that. Satan is not a personal name. Rather, it is a title or office. So, if we're reading in the Hebrew, you're going to see that it's saying the angel of the Lord or the Malak of the Most High, the Tetragrammaton, was Satan or Shaitan to Balaam, right? So what we have to understand is, and I know through Christian rhetoric and Christian dogma and just being so rudimentary and biblically unsophisticated that most Christians don't know what the heck is going on in the Bible at all. So now we have to unpack Satan not being a name, a personal name. Satan is actually a title or office. So you have an adversary or a Satan, and then you have the adversary, the Satan. Well, how do we determine when the Bible is just using this word for an adversary and then for the devil or the Satan. The Hebrew, that's how you determine. When it's this Satan, the one who came to tempt Jesus in the wilderness, or the one who showed up with the sons of God in Job, you'll see the definite article or ha, which means ha-shatan, or the devil. This is the apex rebel or apex demonic power, ontological being, ha-shatan. Right? Now, let's go to, before we prove that in the text, let's go to the late Dr. Michael Heiser and have him kind of explain some of it in his own words. All right? The truth about Satan and Job. Let's take a look.
Kind of what's lurking behind this. If you read, again, the thing on Facebook or YouTube, and it'll say something like, hey, not only is Satan not in Genesis 3, but in Job 1 and 2, it should be translated the Satan or the adversary, the accuser. It's not this figure from Genesis 3. And so there's no such thing as the devil. The Bible has, you're making all this up. Okay, those are terrible and flawed conclusions drawn from something that is real in the text. And so I want to unpack this for you. Now, to summarize what we have in Unseen Realm, I want to show you again visually how this works. It is true that in Job 1 and 2 and in Zechariah 3, the footnote is there for a reason. Hebrew, the adversary, the accuser. That's because in Hebrew, we have the word Satan prefixed with a definite article, a little particle that is essentially the word the. So literally it's the Satan, ha-Satan. Hebrew is like English in this respect. English does not tolerate a definite article before a proper personal noun. I'm not the Mike. Okay, my brother is not the Brad. My wife is not the Drina. English just doesn't tolerate that. It's stupid and ridiculous. Hebrew is the same way. Hebrew does not have definite articles before proper personal names. And that means that Satan here is not a personal name.
So what does that mean, just for the slow folk in the back, that Satan is not a personal name? The entity, the apex rebel, the apex of evil that the Most High created, his name is not Satan. That is his title or office. All right? So let's continue.
This should not be capital S Satan. So that part of the Facebook, Village Atheist rant is correct. It shouldn't be capital S. It should be just a generic adversary. It's not the figure of Genesis 3. That this character, this figure that we now know by name. That all of that is true, but that what isn't true in the Village Atheist rant is that there's no theology in the Bible about an original rebel. Oh, there is, and that is what Genesis 3 is about. I'm going to run a search here.
While I disagree with his interpretation of Genesis 3, I do agree with his understanding, of course, on the Satan adversary can be anybody who's adverse or anyone that the Most High God sends to be an adversary against you. But when it says has the definite article, then it is that entity, that being, Satan.
What I'm going to do to show you this visually is this is a simple search. I'm looking for
and this is why it's so good to have the logo software. Shout out to my brother who put me on.
Hebrew definite article, one letter, ha, with the noun Satan. That's all we're looking for here. So if we run this search, you say, I don't read Hebrew, Mike, but here's all you need to see. Zechariah 3, see the ha is in red, the article ha-Satan, 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 ha-Satan. Down here in Job, Job 1:6, Job 1:7, Job 1:8, 9, 12, Job 2:1 and 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Every place that you read in your English Bibles, in Job 1, Job 2, and Zechariah 3, where you have Satan, it's Hasatan. It is not a personal name. Every one. There are no exceptions. Every time.
So if we go here to Job 1, you'll see that verse 6, now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. Let's see if this is just some regular Satan, regular adversary, or if this is the Satan. And you'll see the definite particle. You'll see the definite particle. But now when we go to the angel of the Lord, when the angel of the Lord is called an adversary or Satan, we do not see the definite, I said definite particle, excuse me. We won't see that. So, no, the angel of the Lord is not the character Satan from Job chapter 1 or from Zechariah 3 or the one that tempted the Messiah in the wilderness, but rather an adversary. It's Hebrew language. Now, just like there's Satans and then the Satan in the Old Testament, there is the devil and then the devil and then devils in the New Testament. In Matthew 4 and 1, you'll see the Diablo here. It says, then was Jesus led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. Greek word diablos. This is the devil, right? This is the Satan. So you have him talking with the Messiah, trying to tempt him and get him to commit sin. But then in John chapter 6, verse 70, you have this same word being used as for Judas. John chapter 6, verse 70 says, Jesus answered them, have I not chosen you 12, and one of you is a devil? Same concept, Old Testament and New Testament. You have the devil, then you have devils. Could be applied to people, demons, etc. Same thing in the Old Testament. Can be applied to any adversary that the Most High God sends against you. So I just wanted to touch on that, y'all. Don't fret, don't worry. I hope this didn't spook you guys out, but this is what the text says. You have to, if you want to be an apologist, proper hermeneutics, you have to understand the original and ancient manuscripts and how they were composed. With that, I want to say all praise, honor, and glory to our Heavenly Father in the name of his only begotten Son. And we out.